Is that living the beach life or living the biatch life? I guess it could be either. Welcome everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Main Street Fire and Rescue. It's your pal Maddie again. I am here at the one, the only Typhoon Lagoon Water Park. I decided to come out here to give you all a tour around this place. We haven't vlogged this yet. I know it's been done a lot by many other people out in the vlogging live streaming community, but I always say we could always do it differently. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just tweak some things. I'm gonna give you a little tour, show you the attractions. I have the GoPro 11 with me, plus my wrist strap, so we can actually get some slide POVs. I'm going to show you the baddest of the bads, meaning good, bad meaning good, the baddest ass wave pool that they have. The only one I've ever seen that could probably rival this one is Poseidon's Fury at the Wisconsin Dells at Noahs Ark. I'm not sure which one came first, whether it was this one or Poseidon's Fury, but they're both pretty intense. Not for the faint of heart, I might add. Typhoon Lagoon has got some really, really cool slides, really cool features. It's very well themed. It's, as I like to say, Disney Imagineering at its finest. It's something I wish Disney would do another one of these, a third water park. It would be nice if Disney would add a third water park. They could use it. They have plenty of room, and they theme it anything like this or Blizzard Beach, that'd be awesome. They do have another park. It is Blizzard Beach. Normally, I keep going back to this, but prior to 2020, Disney used to operate 2 water parks, both at the same time. Imagine that. Wow, the concept, right? You know what I find amazing? Just to interrupt this. I'm in an area where nobody ever goes. Nobody ever comes up this way. This is a secret, not secret, but it's a pathway so far outside the ordinary. Most people don't even know it's here. Nobody ever comes up here, nobody ever comes down this pathway. I'm like, oh, this is a perfect spot. I can get the vlog intro done without bothering anybody or, you know, getting anybody in the frame. The minute I turn the camera on, like the entire park decides to walk through here. I'm like, you ever want to get people in an area that they normally don't go? Turn a camera on. They'll be there. But anyway, Disney operates 2 water parks, but since 2020, they've only done one at a time. I don't care what excuse they give, they don't have the people to do it, nor probably do they want to hire the people to do it. We're way past that now. They need to open up both water parks at the same time. Disney used to have a water parks annual pass that included unlimited access to both water parks as much as you wanted for the entire year. It was like $110, smoking good deal. But that's gone. A lot of, again, I keep going back to this, but so many things changed after 2020, and you know, all we can hope for is that, not that I want attendance to dip or anything, because that's not good for our local economy, but they need something to get their ass in gear to start doing things the way they used to. You know, instead of this, well, we'll open this one now and then the next one later. These water parks, there's such a demand for water parks here in Orlando. Like, why you wouldn't run 2 at the same time is beyond me. That's just money you're losing. But anyway, enough of that. Blizzard Beach is their other park, and it's really cool because it's themed to a ski resort. The one here is themed to as if a big storm came through Central Florida and just blew everything into one place here. It's really well done. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a walk around, show you some things. We're gonna get in the water. Without wasting any more time, let's get our ass in gear. Let's get our ass in the water. Let's go check out Typhoon Lagoon. We're gonna have a great afternoon. By the way, 1 more week to college football. 1 more week. That's why I'm doing this now, because it's not that I won't be out and about. I will, but I love when college football's on. Always make time for it. Less than a week, and less than 2 weeks from pro football. Go Vikes. They had a good showing against Cleveland last night, so we'll see how they do. Let's get started. Welcome to Main Street Fire Rescue. Places vlog in service. So this is that pathway I was talking about. This is the stairs right here. You can actually come up here. There's a ramp the other way, there's stairs here. And here is the overlook to Typhoon Lagoon. This is pretty badass. They have these little scopes here. You can check things out. Like, kind of like the ones you'd put the quarters in. You can see straight ahead. There is the wave pool. You can see by the map, this place is gigantic. It does have a lazy river that winds all around the park. I can't remember, at one point in time it was either here or Blizzard Beach. One of these two had the longest lazy river in the world. That's been beaten by other parks now, but at one point, I forget it was this one or Blizzard Beaches, but there was a world record holder for a while. And you can see the park is kind of centered around the big wave pool here. And it's kind of funny too, if you take a minute when you get in here and look at everything, like this is Singapore Sal's. It's kind of like a wrecked shop where they drop this buoy right in the middle of the roof here. But look at the roof, it's all the lobster traps and life preservers, like as if, you know, it was left up there by the storm. So there's a lot of different places to go around here. It is a busy day too. They were using the overflow parking lot. It won't be long though. The water parks are actually a great time to go in our off season. Once we get into October through about May, outside of spring break is a great time to visit. So once I find a place to get everything situated, we'll probably head over to the storm slides, speed slides area, which up there is one of them. But man, yeah, there's a lot of lines for these slides. I don't know, if we don't get any slides, we'll give you a good tour. I want to show y'all something though, real quick. Most people don't realize what used to be here, but right by the shark's mouth, this whole area here is probably one of the, in my opinion, one of the worst things Disney ever did. Yeah, they improved seating, but where the sand is, there's a shack right here. Used to pick up your snorkel gear here. Yeah, I can't remember, it was either here or it was under here. Somewhere, I think it was maybe back here. Used to pick up snorkel gear, and right here where, like I said, where all this sand is, you see this upside down ship? This was a swim with the sharks experience. Free of charge, included with your admission. I'm on the exit side right here. And then where you start, where these rock formations are over there, I'll show you, you can actually see where the waterfall used to come down. But yeah, this used to be a swim with the sharks exhibit. It was pretty neat. Why they got rid of it, I have no idea. But yeah, right now, instead of walking on sand, I'd normally be swimming in water. In fact, when you get up here, you can still see the lines where they had people stand before they got in the water. So there were two sides to this thing. There was this side, you'd enter in here, and then there was this side here. And it had little rails, and everybody would wait their turn. You'd stand right here, and when they gave you the okay, you'd get in nice and easy, and you'd swim over to the other side where I started. This used to be an underwater viewing area where you could see the people swimming through here. That was a whole, I forget where you entered into this boat. I think it was back there somewhere. But yeah, probably one of the laziest renovations ever. Just fill it with sand and put chairs in here. But yeah, it used to be able to go right here. And the water was about 20 feet deep right here. If you were to dig this all the way down, it's probably still here. But yeah, you just sit down and jump off, and you would swim across the top. Your life preserver would keep you on the surface, and then you put your face in the water and snorkel all the way across. Yeah, most people don't even know what used to be here. And they would have guards all throughout here as you went from one side to the other, because there was always that one or two people that would freak out in the middle of that thing, because it's deep water. And if you're not a fan or don't have much experience with deep water, it could freak somebody out. So yeah, that was the old Shark Lagoon. Once that used to be. Oh, and there's the top of Misadventure Falls way up there. Man, that's an unusual view. And this slide here is the Humunga Cowabunga. That's a 65-foot plunge, almost straight down, all the way down into the catch pool on the slides there. And that ship way on top of the rocks, that's the famous Miss Tilly. I think it's every hour on the hour she blows a whistle and I think spills water out of the top. Man, the lazy river is like just nothing but heads. Oh, gross. I'm gonna put my stuff on a chair and we'll stand up here, see if we can catch one. And then once one passes, we'll turn the GoPro on and we'll go see what we can See what trouble we can get into here. All right, I'm not sure if that's general waves or they're gonna create the tidal wave. Yeah, they just made the announcement they were switching it over to the big typhoon wave. All right, y'all, every 90 seconds. And what drives it is really neat. You can't see it, but underneath there's all these holes down there, and there's a big piston that moves up, and then it pushes down, and it creates this giant wave. Which is why the buoys are way out here, because with that kind of power that it generates, if you were to be messing around back there, that would literally pull you right into the thing. That would be absolutely awful. While we're waiting on the wave, the one thing I will tell you, if you're going to do this attraction and you are not a good swimmer, your best bet is to stay right out there where the wall starts to curve. Because even where that guard is sitting on that chair way out there, hold on, look at this. It's hilarious listening to everybody's reaction. Here it comes, they're just gonna plow everybody over. You could sit here and entertain yourself all day. You could live stream this all day and just watch people get just smashed by that wave. Anyway, what I was saying is where that guard is standing way over there, where that wall curves, that's about 5 feet right there. So once you get past this curve and go that way, it's 6 feet, 6'6" here, almost 7 foot right here. As you get closer to this rope here, it's a little over 7 feet. So you have got to be a very good swimmer. If you are not, keep your rear end back that way. Because the one thing you have to watch for when those waves come, when you have a wave generated that big, it has a suction in front of it. So when it gets close to you, you can actually feel it pull you into it. Again, a strong swimmer, not a problem. When it's a weak swimmer, it's going to have a serious problem because they're probably going to freak out. All right, let's catch one more wave here, and then we'll go and we'll get in the water. Y'all, you cannot appreciate the size of that thing until you are here looking at it. I mean, this camera does not do it justice on how big that wave is. If you figure these walls here, that wall straight across right there, that's from the water level, that's a good probably 10, 11, actually probably 11 feet from the water surface, maybe 12. That wave almost crests the top of that thing. Yeah, that's a big wave. All right, here we are, wave pool time. It's crazy, one of the waves just went through. You can still feel the current pulling you, but I'm by the wall here, so there's a lot of turbulence underneath the water here. Big wave coming, watch this. We're about to get pummeled by all these people. Oh God, incoming! Wow. Oh my God. Look out! Incoming, we're going underneath. It's just like in ocean rescue school, and they teach you how to go under the wave. We're going under the wave again. Watch this. Oh my, here it comes. Let's go! Mayday Falls! Oh boy. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, oh that's hard on the hemorrhoid. Jesus. Oh god. Oh god. This is terrible. Ah! What did they do to this? It feels like this all in the spider. Oh my god. Now we're going backwards. Man, Mayday is right. Jeez. All right, ladies and gents, we're gonna walk that way. All of these have pretty long lines. The Keel Hall Falls, which is fun. The line is very long, almost the entire queue. So we're gonna find something else to do. There's a raft ride, but I need more than myself to ride that. So we're gonna take a little jaunt through the mountain here just to get an idea of the map. We're now over in this direction here. We start out over here, now we're gonna cut through here, get back over this way somewhere. All right, these don't seem to have that big of a weight. Let's go give this a shot. That's pretty clever. Man, we're flying! Yeah! Woo! Alright, ladies and gents, we're going to start right here by the wave pool, and we're going to do our tour, our walking tour around Typhoon Lagoon. Just kidding. Let's see if the Miss Tilly does her thing here. While we were watching the Miss Tilly, the wave pool is switched back to just general waves. So it makes these transitions, it looks like about every hour and a half. So it's been a pretty fun day here at Typhoon Lagoon, having a great time. So what we're gonna do now is gonna take a walk around the park, and I'll show you a walking tour of Typhoon Lagoon and all the beautiful scenery, all the different slides. Now we're not gonna go down the slides. I've got some GoPro footage of a couple. The lines, like I said, have been crazy long today, and it's pretty warm, so I'm not really in that mood to be standing in lines, especially when we come back in about a month and a half, and lines will be non-existent then. So we'll come back and we'll do a full vlog of all of the POVs of all the slides here, so you can see everything. But we're gonna take a walk around. I hope y'all enjoy this. So we're gonna start out right here. We'll kind of take a little lap around Typhoon Lagoon. I had a little bit of footage, GoPro footage from the lazy river, but it was so crowded. There's these little gaps like this where it's really nice, but the most part, it's like, as we'd say, assholes to elbows, and you're just sitting in a wad of people. So this is how it'll be though in about another month, be just like this. So we're gonna kind of border the lazy river here, and they have multiple entrances and exits to the lazy river. This one's for all of our friends over in the UK. Did you all empty the entire country out and come over here? Just curious, because I could throw a baseball into a crowd here, and I bet whoever it hits is going to have a British accent. I know you all get a ton of time off of work and school, so just out of curiosity, if anybody is watching this that lives over there, what's going on? Is this another big travel time for y'all? Just kind of curious. This right here, this is a fun slide. Misadventure Falls. This one's pretty neat. This is a big raft ride. Takes you up a gigantic conveyor belt, and it's a big round tube. It's a pretty fun ride. One of my other favorites is tucked back here. It's called the Crush and Gusher. It's a water coaster. So here's the entrance right here. This is one of those that goes all the way back there, and you climb a big slide tower. The other nice thing about this ride is it has a pool that's right near the ride's exit, and you can just kind of come in here and just hang out. And right here's the exit to Crush and Gush. You can see there's where it starts, way up there. You got all these ups and downs, like a big old water coaster. This thing is a lot of fun to ride. And the way it works is some of the newer ones use magnets to propel you uphill. This one actually uses water that blasts the tube up the hill. In fact, if you're in the back, you can feel it hitting you in the back as you go upwards. It is pretty interesting though to be on a water slide and feel yourself going uphill. It's an interesting feeling. But you can kind of see, if we zoom in here, you'll be able to see people zipping on through there. That kid just went face first off the raft. I mean, if you do it right, you can skim all the way across the pool. Right over here is an ice cream shop. You can see from the lazy river down there. They actually, it says, there's a sign somewhere. It says going nowhere or something, like ice cream ahead, exit this way, and there's an actual exit there. You can get out and get yourself some ice cream. And this little pool, tide pool here, it's an overflow for when the big waves are cranking. It just kind of fills it up, just like you would see a tide pool at the ocean or the Great Lakes or something. And for kids, there are some really nice kids areas out here. It's called Blustery Bay, and then there's, I think, one up here called Ketchikan Creek or something like that. Yeah, this is it right here. This is really well themed for a kids area. So we're almost on the opposite side of where we started. Right here are the two big tube slides right here. Keel Haul and Mayday. I did Mayday Falls earlier. My gosh, like I said, I know why they call it Mayday Falls. Holy moly. It beats the, I forgot how rough that slide was, but it is fun though. It's basically themed to like it was dynamited out of the rocks. You know, when you go through the queue and then down the slide, there's dynamite sticks everywhere. So it looks like they blew it right out of the rock work, and it has that feeling. And outside of Misadventure Falls, they have one other family raft right here. They have Gangplank Falls. This one is only ride this if it's a short wait, because one, you got to take your tube with you, and you got to cart one of those big family raft tubes, and also it literally takes about, I think, 40 seconds from start to finish. It's not a very big slide. It's just fun. It's well themed, but that's about it. Right now we're behind the giant wave machine for the wave pool. There is a giant suspension bridge up there. I would love to know how to get to that. That's the one thing about this park. There's a ton of really cool like hidden walkways that give you really good views of everything. It's just a matter of finding them. It's definitely a lot easier when it's not as busy. Looks like advertisement for Pirates of the Caribbean right here. And then right over here in this jungle area are the last two of all the body slides here. We have the storm slides, which there's 3 of them up there. Pretty aggressive. They really are. For a body slide, they're really, really fun. You just got to be careful, because at the end, it pushes you down under the water. So if you're not a strong swimmer, not a good idea to do these. The water's only, 3'9", so it's almost 4 feet. But I want to show y'all something. So right here, when you come out, I don't know if you can see it, but there's blue padding down there. That's down there because when the way this is designed, these are kind of old school. So when you come out, the force of the water, like you see that guy right there, it pushes you right under the water, or that young lady. When you come out, it has to do with how the water is set up, and it shoves you straight to the bottom. So, yep, that was a perfect example of it right there. And so that padding is down there so you don't get cheese grated on the concrete, which has happened before that padding was put there. That was kind of a rite of passage back in the day when you went on these body slides, is you would always have a scraped up back and legs and knees and toes because and feet, because of coming out of the water slides and then dragging your back or your feet or toes or whatever across the bottom of the pool. For some people, coming out of there like that at that speed and getting pushed right to the bottom can be a pretty uncomfortable feeling. So just be aware of that. Which I think this is one of the reasons why a lot of the slides now are going to the big runoffs, where instead of going into a pool, you basically run out into a giant trough. I'll show you an example of that here in a second. This in Blizzard Beach, man, it's all about theming here. That right there, which looks like a walkway with the boards on it, that's part of the water slide right there. I mean, how cool is that for theming, right? I mean, this whole thing is built into the rockwork here. It's amazing. So this slide here is called the Humonga Cowabunga. It's about 65 feet, and it's down, I think you come down at about a 55-degree angle. You haul ass coming down there. And it's also one of the tallest points on Typhoon Lagoon's property. So from way up there, you can see all over the property. Pretty freaking cool. It's also a good spot. If you can be up there at the same time when the Miss Tilly does her thing, pretty good view. Try to see if anybody, oh yeah, here comes somebody. You get to see them come out. But basically, as you come down into these troughs, that water gets progressively deeper, which then slows you down naturally instead of going into a giant swimming pool. All right, well, that was our tour. And yep, it's right on time, 6 p.m. They made the announcement they're switching back to the big typhoon wave. So I thought before we head out of the park, we'll go and give you a point of view, just like with the GoPro, of the mega waves. But obviously I got the G7X with me, so we're not going too deep. But I'll show you a little bit of what this thing looks like from the back here. Obviously I wasn't going to film that, you know, it was a lifeguard rescue. That guard jumped from that platform right there into the water. That's a good 10-foot jump into the water. That's a long way down from there. But time is of the essence with these things. I tell you what amazes me though is everything is okay, so no worries. But the kid that they helped out, he was probably maybe 9 or 10 years old, no parent in sight, nowhere. I don't get it, man. You see this all the time at theme parks now. You just young kids and big mobs like this, and obviously he couldn't swim very well because he did exactly what I talked about when I first got here about going too far out there and then getting overwhelmed because one, the current that's in these waters even after the waves pass, and two, if you can't swim, that is some seriously deep water out there. Once you get past the curve in the wall here, that starts going to 6 feet and more real fast. Plus, when they have to jump in, then they have to reset the wave pool, so it might be a minute before we get to the next wave. A lot of power right there, ladies and gents. That is a lot of power. Yeah, see right here, all the waves converge on themselves, are right there. That's what causes the rip currents in the ocean. You can feel it pulling you back as the water tries to recede back into the pool. I'm going to do this one more time. We're going to stand way back and watch it as it comes back this way. You'll actually see it crest right here. This is where it gets real shallow, and then there's kind of a little tide pool here. You can actually watch the water create its own rip current. Yes, pay attention to this, please. And parents, please do not hold your kids in this thing. I'm telling you, we've seen injuries in the ER from that. Everybody underestimates how powerful these waves are, and so you know that giant wave comes at you, you're holding 1 or 2 kids, and then you get knocked over, and yeah, next thing you know, the kids are getting scraped up on the pool. All right, watch this. We're all the way at the back here. It looks apocalyptic, man. Watch it all converge back on itself right there. Here comes the rip current right there. One other thing I'll show you, we'll do it one more time. When it gets close, watch the water. It'll actually suck back this way. That wave is so big, it pulls the water away from here. This water here will actually lower down. All right, here it comes again. Watch this water right here. It'll start going backwards. There it goes. And here comes the rip current one more time. Water currents are actually very fascinating. You just have to respect everything. That's all you got to do. See how it is right there? It's pulling all the water back out. See it pulling towards? Physics is amazing, I will tell you. Here comes another one. We'll do one more. Right there, I can feel it pulling me back that way. And I'm only in ankle deep water and it's got a strong pull. That is how the ocean works, ladies and gents. That's why you got to be careful of rip currents. You ever want to do some rip current education, this is a good spot to do it in. One other thing I want to point out to y'all. Watch this wave from here. So this is kind of a behind the scenes. We were standing just down there a little while ago and we were watching the waves, and then of course way down there. Watch this from up here. Watch the suction that occurs once that giant waves pops out of here. Watch the water from about right where that, let me zoom in a little bit. Right about where that marker is for the water depth, watch from there down and back. Watch what happens when it comes out of there. Which is again why they don't want people behind these ropes. Watch the amount of current pull, or the amount of suction that goes on as that water tries to rush back in after it pushes that big wave out. Watch this. Look at that. That is some serious suction right there. You can see part of the water goes that way and the other part goes that way. So what's crazy is that suction of all that water flowing back against the rocks there is what creates that second wave right there. That's powerful. And that is your water physics moment with Maddie. You're welcome. I took a stop in the gift shop on the way out, and just show you the theming in here. Like I said, this is old school Disney. Like, look at the fitting rooms. It's like an old boat. And they even have the port and starboard lights up there. And they're lit. I mean, how cool is this? It's just, I wish they, it just shows you what Disney can do when they actually give a damn. They have a Crush and Gusher t-shirt. And they also have Blizzard Beach attire here as well. Won't be long. They'll probably be open in a couple more months. Usually November they reopen that. Typhoon Lagoons. Blizzard Beaches is the best one by far. Yeah.
I'm having trouble with this system.
Well, everybody, that was a good time. That was fun. Didn't get on all the slides I wanted to. Obviously, it was busy. But I kind of had a feeling it was going to be busy just because it's the weekend. School's starting all over the place. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this vlog. It was fun. Hopefully, you know, got to show you some new things. Again, I know people cover this water park a lot, but I always try to, you know, take a look at things from a different point of view. Add in some new things to show you all, like the wave pool and all that, and the currents, and why you don't want to be in there if you're not a good swimmer. And parents, don't let your kids unsupervised in there. It just amazes me, like, how many young kids you see in that pool, no parent or anywhere around. It's wild. That's the age we live in now, I guess. I don't recommend that though. But if you're thinking about coming to Disney World, I'll stop by the front and I'll show you what it costs to get in here. I have this added onto my annual pass. Basically, it's $110, I think, extra for the whole year, which basically is a day and a half's admission. So that is more than worth it to add that to the annual pass, without a doubt. And that includes here in Blizzard Beach whenever Blizzard Beach opens. Hopefully at some point, and I hope soon they start running both water parks again, because it would be fun to water park hop. It'd be fun to go from here to Blizzard Beach like we used to do. And one of these days soon, once the madness calms down a little bit, I think we'll do a water park hopping day, meaning we'll try to cover all of the water parks here in Central Florida. I think there's 4 or 5 of them at least. You know, there's all kinds. So like 4 or 5 major water parks. So very similar to the 4-park Disney challenge or all the other park challenges. We do a water park challenge. I have yet to see anybody do that. Of all the things people have done with vlogs and that, nobody to my knowledge that I've seen has done a water park challenge where you try to cover all the water parks here in Central Florida. I guess you could even include down in Tampa Bay and do that one as well. So you could do a whole bunch, because there's one at Busch Gardens, there's one at Legoland, there's tons of them around Central Florida here. Yeah, that would be a fun project. So we'll add that to the list of things to do. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. Any questions, comments, leave them down in the chat. Everybody, if you like what you've seen, please go ahead and subscribe. There's a lot more to come. We only have 3 more subscriptions till we hit the big 500. And once we hit 500, I'll do something special for that. We'll have a good vlog. That's a big accomplishment. Thank you all very much for everything that you know, everything you do, all the support. I really appreciate it. Your comments, your likes, everything. It's great. This is a really nice, this is fun to do. I'm really enjoying this. It gets frustrating at times, but it is very enjoyable. I love it. So lots more to come. Once we hit 500, then we're gonna begin the push to 1,000. And if when we hit 1,000, that'd be a big celebration, because that's a big marker. I didn't realize that only 6% of all YouTube channels have 1,000 subscribers. That's insane. And I think it's 1% or less have over 100,000. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. And it is a lot of work, I will say. It is a whole lot of work, but very well worth it. Just keep at it. So thanks again for your views, your comments, everything. Subscriptions, keep them coming. We're almost to 500. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Main Street Fire Rescue out of service. This has been the truth, and this has been actual. And hopefully you all watching out there, it's been my satisfaction. I know it was for me today. See ya. So here's the water park ticket prices. So they have 2 now. There's one with blockout dates, which basically is all summer. And then $74 is pretty much summers and holidays. Yeah. So right now, today, anybody that didn't have an annual pass that this has been added to, everybody here spent $74 plus tax. And if you're 3 to 9, it's $68. So a whopping, what, like $6 less? Holy cow. So yeah, that's some serious money to come in here. I remember when it used to be like $49.50. It's gone up quite a bit, so that's why the annual pass option is key. This is the surf school that they do offer. If you can see that, there's it's kind of got a glare on it, but there's the website information. If you even just put in a Google search Disney Typhoon Lagoon surf programs and experiences, that would be fun. And of course all the mini golf courses. We're gonna have to do that too, because I have the mini golf added to my annual pass too. That was included with the water park option. There's the famous Summit Plummet at Blizzard Beach.